What is really going on with Britney Spears? Her body is covered in bruises, her hands are wrapped in bandages, and her leg, reportedly broken, has sparked an internet storm of concern. When Britney uploaded her latest Instagram video, fans immediately noticed something wasn't right. The sparkling gown, the haunting music, the look in her eyes, it all felt unsettling. She insisted she wasn't here for concern or pity, but people couldn't look away. Was this just another accident, or a sign that Britney's life behind the camera is spiraling once again? But before we jump to conclusions, let's take a closer look at what's really happening. Because when you look at the details, the bruises are just the beginning of a much bigger story. When Britney Spears posted her latest Instagram video, fans weren't prepared for what they saw. Her arms were covered in deep purple bruises, her hands were wrapped in bandages, and her leg appeared swollen as if something serious had happened. In the caption, Britney claimed she had fallen down the stairs at a friend's house, even adding that her leg had snapped out, but snapped back in. But the moment the video went live, people began questioning that explanation. The bruises didn't look like they came from a simple fall. They looked layered, severe, and spread across her body in a way that suggested something more was going on. The internet quickly filled with concern, speculation, and heartbreak for the pop icon who once symbolized strength and freedom. What made the post even more unsettling was the contrast between her injuries and her demeanor. Britney stood in a glittering gown, holding a drink in one hand, moving carefully to the rhythm of her usual dancing videos. But her eyes told a different story, tired, vacant, and distant. For years, she's used these clips as her form of self-expression, but this time, fans said it felt different. Some commented that she looked like she was performing through pain, while others couldn't understand why someone visibly injured would choose to record a video instead of resting or seeking help. The juxtaposition between her fragile appearance and her attempt to maintain control left many wondering whether Britney was truly okay, or if she was trying to convince herself and the world that she was fine. And what made this post even more alarming was that it wasn't an isolated incident. In recent months, Britney's been sharing more clips that hint at instability, small cuts on her hands, bruises that appear and disappear, and captions that sound more like coded messages than casual updates. Her mansion, once a symbol of freedom after the conservatorship ended, now feels like a place of solitude and confusion. Fans worry that she may be struggling privately, either with her mental health or with lingering medical issues from years of stress and over-medication. While Britney insists she's okay, her body seems to be telling a different story, one that's both painful and impossible to ignore. But to understand what's happening now, we have to look back, because Britney's body has been through more than most people realize. Britney Spears has lived her entire life in the spotlight, but behind the fame and flashing lights lies a long history of physical pain that most fans rarely see. This latest round of bruises and bandages isn't new. It's part of a painful pattern that's followed her for decades. Back in 2004, Britney suffered a severe knee injury while filming a music video for her single, Outrageous. The injury was so serious that it forced her to cancel her summer tour, costing millions of dollars in lost revenue and months of rehabilitation. For most people, that kind of injury would signal a career slowdown, but for Britney, there was never any real rest. The industry that made her a star also demanded constant movement, and her body paid the price. Even after that early injury, Britney's career continued to push her beyond her limits. Her Vegas residency, countless stage performances, and grueling rehearsal schedules kept her under constant physical strain. In 2024, she twisted her ankle during an incident at a Los Angeles hotel, an event that once again brought paramedics to her door. Britney later posted a video explaining that she had tripped while trying to dance in her living room, but the footage raised eyebrows. Many fans believed it revealed just how fragile her body had become after years of repetitive injuries and the lack of proper recovery time. It's a reminder that the pressure to perform never really stopped, even after she gained her legal freedom. People often forget that beneath the glitter and fame, Britney is a woman in her 40s whose body has endured years of extreme stress, heavy choreography, and emotional trauma. The combination of physical wear and psychological strain can take a serious toll. Old injuries can resurface, bruising can occur more easily, and healing can slow dramatically under the weight of chronic stress or medication side effects. It's not just about physical recovery. It's about the lasting impact of being treated like a product for most of her life. Her latest injuries may look new, but in reality, they're echoes of a deeper problem: the long-term cost of a career built on pushing through pain. But while her body shows the wear and tear of fame, her social media behavior reveals something even more complicated. Over the past few years, Britney Spears' Instagram has evolved into something far beyond a celebrity account. It's become her personal stage, her diary, and for many, a window into her emotional state. Every caption she writes feels like a puzzle, every dance video like a performance laced with hidden meaning. In the video showing her latest injuries, Britney's words immediately caught attention. "I'm not here for concern or pity. I just want to be a good woman and be better." Then, almost as a side note, she added, "P.S. I fell down the stairs at my friend's house." The tone felt rehearsed, almost defensive, as if she knew what people would say before they said it. But rather than calming anyone's worries, the caption made her followers even more uneasy. The moment she tried to control the story, it began spiraling beyond her grasp. Her Instagram comments section turned into a digital courtroom overnight. Fans expressed heartbreak and concern, flooding her posts with messages like, "Please take care of yourself," and "You don't seem okay." Others argued that people were overreacting, claiming she was simply expressing herself freely after years of silence. But even those defending her couldn't ignore the growing pattern: cryptic messages, erratic dancing videos, and captions that oscillate between empowerment and confusion. The same platform that once symbolized her freedom now feels like a reflection of her loneliness. Whether she's posting joyful selfies, topless mirror shots, or videos of herself twirling to old pop hits, there's a haunting energy beneath the surface. A woman still trying to convince the world, and maybe herself, that she's fine. This isn't new behavior for Britney. It's the evolution of a digital persona that began long before her conservatorship ended. Back in 2021, her posts about freedom and control became rallying cries for fans demanding her release. But now, 3 years later, those same posts feel different. The tone has shifted from liberation to confusion, and the more Britney insists she's okay, the more people worry that she's not. Experts in mental health and media studies have even weighed in, suggesting that social media can become both a coping mechanism and a mirror of distress, especially for someone like Britney, who spent most of her adult life monitored, medicated, and controlled. Her account may be her outlet, but to the public it looks more like a cry for help disguised as performance art. And that brings us to the deeper layer of this story, the psychological aftermath of a life lived under control. When Britney Spears' 13-year conservatorship finally ended in November 2021, the world celebrated what seemed like a long overdue victory. The Free Britney movement had triumphed, and fans across the globe believed she could finally start over. But the truth is, freedom doesn't automatically heal trauma. During those 13 years, Britney was reportedly over-medicated, isolated from friends, and stripped of the most basic rights, from controlling her finances to making decisions about her own body. Court documents revealed she was forced into treatment facilities against her will and placed on powerful medications, including lithium, which she later said made her feel drunk and disoriented. In her 2023 memoir, The Woman in Me, Britney wrote that she still struggles with memory loss and cognitive issues, saying she feels like brain damage happened to me. That haunting statement wasn't poetic exaggeration. It was a raw admission that the damage of those years runs deep. Experts have since explained that long-term conservatorships, especially those involving forced medication and emotional control, can lead to severe PTSD-like symptoms. Imagine living more than a decade where every move, purchase, or thought was dictated by someone else, then suddenly being told you're free again. For Britney, that kind of abrupt transition doesn't come with a guidebook. Her erratic Instagram videos, cryptic captions, and emotional outbursts might not be randomness. They might be coping mechanisms. Psychologists point out that after years of suppression, self-expression can sometimes appear chaotic or performative as a person relearns autonomy. In Britney's case, her dancing videos may be symbolic, a way to reclaim the one thing no one could take from her: movement. But freedom has also brought isolation. Without the structure, however controversial, that once surrounded her, Britney now lives largely on her own, managing the emotional fallout of a life that never truly belonged to her. Her posts swing between confidence and confusion, independence and instability, often reflecting the push and pull between healing and relapsing into old trauma. Each video she uploads, whether joyful or concerning, feels like a battle between the woman who wants to move forward and the one still haunted by the past. It's both rebellion and recovery, the visible aftermath of a system that broke her down in the name of protection. And if her internal battles weren't enough, her external ones, especially with her family, only add to the chaos. For Britney Spears, family has always been both a source of love and deep betrayal. Even after the end of her conservatorship, her relationships remain tangled in resentment, guilt, and cautious reconciliation. Her father, Jamie Spears, once the man legally controlling her every decision, is now estranged from her completely. After undergoing a leg amputation in 2023 due to a severe infection, Jamie has reportedly been living a quiet life in Louisiana. While Britney allegedly offered to pay for his medical bills and provide top-tier care, she made it clear she would never forgive him for the emotional and psychological pain he caused during those years of control. In interviews and her memoir, she described her father's conservatorship as cruel, claiming he enjoyed the power it gave him over her. For Britney, forgiveness doesn't come easy, not when the person she trusted most helped build the cage she fought to escape. Her relationship with her mother, Lynne Spears, is slightly more complicated. While Lynne has made several attempts to reconnect, including a surprise visit to Britney's Los Angeles home in 2023, their communication remains sporadic. Britney has publicly accused her mother of standing by and doing nothing while she suffered, writing in a deleted Instagram post that Lynne secretly ruined her life by supporting the conservatorship. Despite this, sources say they occasionally exchange text messages and that Lynne still holds out hope for reconciliation. Britney's sister, Jamie Lynn, also seems to be trying to mend fences after years of hostility. The two reportedly spoke privately in late 2024 and agreed to keep their conversations off social media. But fans remain skeptical, remembering the explosive interviews where Jamie Lynn claimed Britney was unstable, sparking public outrage. For many, it's hard to believe the wounds between the sisters could truly heal after years of mutual blame and public humiliation. If there's one person who seems to have Britney's trust, it's her older brother, Brian. Insiders say he moved in with her temporarily after her divorce from Sam Asghari in 2024 to provide emotional support. The two were spotted vacationing in Mexico and spending quiet time together, suggesting he may be one of the few constants in her life. As for her sons, Sean Preston and Jaden James, they remain the most sensitive part of her personal world. Jaden reportedly maintains contact and has been open to rebuilding their relationship, while Sean, the older of the two, remains more distant, likely scarred by years of seeing his mother's life unfold under public scrutiny. Both boys live primarily with their father, Kevin Federline, who has been outspoken about his concerns for Britney's well-being. For Britney, trying to balance her role as a mother with her own mental and emotional recovery is one of her biggest ongoing struggles. And yet, even with family and support around her, rumors and speculation continue to grow louder than ever. Here's the hard truth. Nobody outside of Britney Spears' inner circle truly knows what's happening behind closed doors. Every time she posts a photo, uploads a video, or writes a caption, the internet immediately dissects it frame by frame, as if each post is a secret cry for help or a coded message. Some fans think her bruises are from accidental falls or medication side effects. Others believe something darker is happening, that she's being hurt, neglected, or even controlled again. The problem is, no one has real proof. Every theory, every viral TikTok breakdown, every expert analysis of her videos adds another layer of noise to an already painful situation. And while people may mean well, this kind of endless speculation often crosses into exploitation, turning Britney's private struggles into content. It's worth remembering that Britney herself has been open about her mental health and medication history. During the conservatorship, she revealed she was forced to take lithium, a powerful mood stabilizer that left her feeling drunk and disoriented. Medical experts have confirmed that long-term lithium use can cause tremors, fatigue, and cognitive issues even after stopping treatment. If she's still dealing with lingering side effects or managing other prescriptions, that could explain some of the erratic behavior people constantly criticize her for. But instead of compassion, the internet often chooses cruelty. Comment sections and Reddit threads are filled with armchair diagnoses and wild claims, from substance abuse to being replaced by a clone. These baseless theories don't help her heal. They feed into the same public scrutiny that destroyed her peace years ago. At its core, this obsession with decoding Britney says more about us than it does about her. In a world where celebrity pain has become entertainment, the line between concern and voyeurism is getting blurry. It's easy to forget that Britney is still a human being, a mother, a daughter, a woman who survived unimaginable control and trauma. Every rumor, every exaggerated headline chips away at her privacy and reinforces the narrative that she can't exist without being watched. What she needs now isn't more theories. It's space, empathy, and the chance to heal without being turned into a spectacle again. Because if we learned anything from the Chogger-free Britney movement, it's that caring about someone means protecting them, not picking them apart for clicks. But behind all the noise, there's still a person who's trying to move forward, one step at a time. At this point, Britney Spears' story feels like it's still being written in real time. Every new post, every video, every headline becomes another piece of an ever-evolving puzzle that no one seems to fully understand, not even Britney herself. One day she's sharing heartfelt messages about healing, the next she's posting erratic dance videos or cryptic captions that reignite public concern. But maybe that's exactly how she's coping. For Britney, social media might not just be a performance. It's her therapy, her way of expressing emotions she's never been allowed to share publicly. In a world that silenced her for over a decade, posting might be the only way she feels seen and heard, even when it makes others uncomfortable. As fans and viewers, it's time to take a step back and recognize the human being behind the chaos. Britney doesn't need more armchair analysts or viral conspiracies. She needs compassion and stability. Her recent posts about wanting peace and faith suggest she's trying to heal in her own way, even if that process looks messy from the outside. Instead of dissecting every bruise or caption, we should be questioning the culture that made her feel like constant exposure is the only way to exist. The same media that profited off her pain during the early 2000s is still doing it today, only now it's magnified by millions of social media users playing detective. Real support for Britney doesn't come from speculation. It comes from empathy, privacy, and the hope that she finds people around her who care more about her health than her headlines. Because at the end of the day, Britney Spears isn't just another celebrity story. She's a living example of what happens when fame becomes a lifelong cage. Her rise, fall, and ongoing struggle reflect how the entertainment industry builds people up only to tear them down the moment they stumble. And even now, after everything she's endured, she's still trying to reclaim the life that was taken from her piece by piece. So instead of asking, what's wrong with Britney, maybe the better question is, what will it take for her to finally be free, truly, peacefully free? Until then, the most powerful thing fans can do is watch with empathy, not judgment, and remember that behind every viral post is a woman still fighting to be understood. Which leads us to the final question. What does her story really say about us? Britney's bruises may fade, but the scars of fame, control, and betrayal are much harder to heal. Her story isn't about weakness. It's about survival in a world that refuses to let her rest. Each post, each injury, each cryptic caption tells the same silent story. A woman still fighting to be seen as more than a spectacle. So maybe the real question isn't what's wrong with Britney, but rather, what have we done to her? Because in the end, Britney Spears doesn't just need saving, she needs peace. Thanks so much for watching. If you enjoyed this deep dive, make sure to hit that subscribe button and turn on the notification bell so you never miss the next upload. And don't forget to drop a like and share your thoughts in the comments. It helps the channel grow and lets me know what stories you want covered next.